This part I don't mind talking about. This is, for me, this is the good side of it. And you know, I'm looking around here and I'm hearing some stories, and I'm seeing some tears and all those kind of things. And you know, it's good. I really like that. See, well, God likes that too. I like the fact that, you know, if you're willing to lean in, you know, God uses suffering as a means to get us from one place to another. When things are going great, how often are we looking at God? But man, when things are getting tough, right? So that's the mechanism He chooses to use. Listen to this. Come and listen, all you who fear God. Let me tell you what He has done for me. I cried out to Him with my mouth. His praise was on my tongue. If I had cherished sin in my heart, the Lord would not have listened. But God has surely listened and heard my voice in prayer. Praise be to God, who has not rejected my prayer or withheld His love from me. See, that's what was happening to me. I could not stand here and tell you these things if I hadn't cherished any sin in my heart. I could not tell you in truth the joy of God. I could not tell you how great He really is. I could not tell you honestly about the love of God if I cherished it. And it took me a long, long time to see that. And I am living it out. I have never felt so free and so great and so loved, and just the God working through my life in amazing ways. I'm like, how could it get better than this? And then tomorrow comes, and something else happens. And God showed me this great thing. I had been searching all these ministries. Of course, I couldn't put the dots together. Here I am sitting in my heart all these years. Geez, God, why can't I find this ministry? You know, sin. I didn't connect the dots, but I realized something after I did confess it. God says, you know, Steve, you're looking for this destiny. What I want you to see is this journey. I want you to see what I have for you every single day. You know, and I have been living in that for the last 4 months. I get up in the morning and God has something for me. Man, when I read my devotion, God is there. And the things that go on in my mind, and the conversations with my kids, and the ride to work. And I have been talking to people I didn't even like a few months ago. And the power of God is working through that. Man, I am just so full of His love. It is just pouring out of me. And this word, it is amazing. And it is, I've believed it, and I've staked my life on it. And you know, that one part, that confessing, you know, I did everything else but that. But God just proved that much more how real His Word is. And let me just share you something I am living right now. And I got 100 scriptures I can go to you guys with, but let me just go to this one. Man, I love you, God. All right, listen to this. Whoever has my commands and obeys them, he is the one who loves me. He who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love him and show myself to him. That's what Jesus is doing for me right now. He is showing Himself to me every single day. Man, I feel His presence. It is unbelievable. And so here's the point I want to make. The blessing is on the other side. Okay? God's not going to sit here and bless us when we're living the life we're living. He is waiting for us to obey His Word. He is waiting for us to take that step. And once we take that step, that's when the blessing comes. That is what He's waiting for. That is what I didn't see. He's not holding back because He doesn't want to give it to us. He wants us to believe His Word. He wants us to step in. He wants us to surrender to Him 100%. And you will receive God 100%. And what you have to give for what God is going to give you does not compare. Man, I am beside myself. I can't tell you the words to express. Okay, one last example. I'm part of divorce care, okay? And these guys sat in a room, and I listened to them with quivering voices and tears in their eyes, sharing what had happened to them and how they're feeling. And they're sitting there just pouring their guts out about this, and they were either the victim or they were the villain. But man, they were hurting so bad. And in that moment, I felt God like never before well up in me with such a joy and such love. And it just consumed me. And I heard what they were saying. And it's like, my God, I feel so loved. For the first time in my life, I never felt God the way I did at that moment. And it wasn't that I was not caring about them in any way. God gave me an opportunity to say to them, and I'm going to say it to you, I know where you have been. I have felt your pain. I have felt your rejection. I have felt your fear and your loneliness, and I have shed your tears. But I can tell you, you can be where I am now. But you need to just do what this says. It's that simple. It's a hard thing to do, but what we need to do is actually simple. And we just need to lean in. We need to lean in. We need to surrender 100%. Because otherwise we're living the lives we're living, and we're getting what we're getting, and we're miserable, and we're hiding, and we're just getting by, and that's okay. But brothers, there is another side that doesn't compare. The blessing is on the other side, and God's word will not go back void. It is not Steve telling you something, believe Steve. It's believe God, because I have staked my life, my family, I have staked my future, my job, everything I have on this being true. And once I finally took that last piece of the puzzle and confessed it to God, I am living proof for myself, and I hope for some of you guys here, that God is great, and He is waiting, and His arms are open wide. He's not hiding. His back isn't turned. He is standing there waiting. It's like, you know, when it's dark and the light's out and somebody just stood right in your face and you turn the light, He's right there. He was just waiting for me. He told me what I needed to do. So I challenge you guys to lean into this. Take a chance. I don't care how scary it is. I don't care how embarrassing or shameful it might be. Because here are your choices. You can live with it, or you can get out of it. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And as hard as you may think it is, it also says in here, there is no sin that is not common to all men, so you're not special. All right? There isn't something you've done that nobody else has done. And I hope by what I shared, you know, it can bring something to you guys that might be common to what's going on with you. So, Father, I love you today, and I can say that with complete sincerity, and I have given you my life 100%, and I have no regret, and I do not want to retreat, and I only want to move forward, and I feel your presence every day, and I pray that these guys here can take a step forward and lean in, and don't let this moment go by. And your word is true. Man, I want them to be where I'm at now. So, Father, if you need to make them uncomfortable, do it. If you need to pin them in a corner, do it. Hold them down. I don't care. But let them get to that other side. Let them get to that other place. And I lift it up all in the name of your precious Son, Jesus. Man, I'm telling you guys, don't walk out of here. Don't let another day go by. I'm telling you, because it gets easier as time goes by. I waited 17 stinking years. Don't let another day go by. Don't let another day go by. Thank you.